What is going on, my fine friends out there? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, City Cherry Sports, and a pleasure it is to have you here live and in charge. A little iRacing spectacular spectacle, whichever you call it. You're live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Good to see everybody out there. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. I really do. I'm trying to get SDK to roll up here. And of course do what it's supposed to do. You know, I love SDK, but occasionally it just doesn't work for me. Which is one of the reasons why I want to make sure that you know, we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing here. We are running Eldora. That is basically the first actual heat race of the new season for the drivers. Thank you, Penguin. I appreciate you. That's Penguin out there. He's the race controller for today's race. Geomax Dirt Series, the Dirt Outlaws Series here for Chop Shop Racing. If you haven't checked them out, go to chopshopracing.net. It's going to be where you can be able to find out pretty much everything you need to know about the series. And they are absolutely a blast to be able to be a call on and, you know, just have some fun. I'm going to go ahead and close SDK. We're going to get ourselves back up and going here, because, you know, occasionally these things do happen, and things that I want to happen when I want to. Let's do that. Refresh the cache. Do this. Dora, there it is. I don't know what was going on there. I know what it was, because I had a button clicked that it needed to be clicked. You know, cool things like that, right? This is working, right? All right, the drone cam is working. You know, we want to make sure that these drivers have a ton of fun. Eldora is one of the racetracks that you know, it's kind of a staple, owned by Tony Stewart. It's one of the premier racetracks on the circuit when it comes to World of Outlaws. The SRX, of course, if you didn't hear, SRX is actually postponing this year. They're not going to be running this year. It's crazy. Must be my first day. No, I wish it were. Because then there would be a lot more to withstand on it. It's going to be a good race. This is going to be a ton of fun to call, and I do enjoy it. Here's your race information for today's race. It's going to be 15 lap heats, a 20 lap B main, and then a 30 lap feature. One faster pair for the drivers. They should be just fine. They're running 360 sprints in this car, and actually it's technically week 2. Not week 1. Week 1 was their crown jewel race, and points are led up by that. It's gonna be a ton of fun to see what's gonna actually transpire over the course of intermingling all of the not only the crown jewel races, but the regular season points involved in all that as well. So it's gonna be a blast. I'm excited to see what we're gonna do. We're gonna see who's gonna be fastest out here in the 360 sprints. First time we're running sprints this season. Of course, it's week 2, so they alternate pretty much every other week. Go to chopshopracing.net. Check them out. Geomax is if you live in the southern portion of the U.S., Geomax is going to be somebody you want to get a hold of, and there's a reason for it, because they take care of all your dirt needs when it comes to testing your dirt supply and testing pretty much everything they have. So if you haven't checked them out, I encourage you to do so. Geomax is down in Texas, located in Texas, and just awesome. Geomax is a geotechnical drilling and soil sampling company. They mainly test soils for new homes and investigative work around the Texas and the southern U.S. Give a call at 940-736-7720. Check them out. Have some fun with that. Big special thank you to Connor Hasel, who's going to be that guy that is putting that on. Killer times, killer situations. Carlton Hendry right there. C2 Gaming legend. I hope we get to see more of him out there up front. You know, because that's what we do. A lot of drivers put in some fast lap marks. Mark Wretched actually fastest right now, 13.21 on the circuit. Brian Warner Jr. just ran a 13.55 in the Shaggy Mobile. Yeah, these drivers looking to have some fun. Buddy, you got to keep your eye on here is Nick Klosterman. Nick Klosterman, last race finished inside the top 3, and said, "Hey, here's the deal. I'm gonna come out and finish 1-2 with my teammate next week," and so we got to hold him to that. You know, those are things that we have to do, because why not? My first night. If this was my first night streaming and I was this prepared, well, then there you go. Appreciate it. If you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like button for me. It goes a long way to support stream and help support the leagues. I appreciate everybody being out there. Thank you to all the iRacing fans and phenomenon. Thank you to all the fine folks out there on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. It's dirt racing night here Monday nights, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So we'll see what these drivers are going to do here for the heat races. It has always been the best in the biz. Thank you, Striker, for the like out there. Dan, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Manta Root, thank you very much, of course. And of course, thank you to Penguin and all the fine folks. Give us love out there. That's what matters, right? What matters. Zero to Hero quest coming up for me. That is something that is going to happen this week. Alex, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. Ricky, thank you for the like as well. Let's go. Justin Williams says out there, let's go Klosterman. I'd love to see it. Thank you, folks. I appreciate you. And that's part of the allure here. Thank you for the share as well, sir. I appreciate you. Justin, thank you for the like as well. Much love. Appreciate you. So one of the things we are going to be doing here over the course of the next couple of weeks as well is I want to make sure that I am going to be doing some streaming. I'm going to do some regular streaming. I've got some bills I got to pay, and we need all the views we can get. So the more views we get, the more we can take care of. You know what I mean? And it's not because I want to have any more leagues or have any more. I just want to stream. I really do. I want to do that as well. And we're on our off season right now down here at the lake, so everything is dead. Anything that would be hiring doesn't hire until April to pick up some side work. So it's kind of the way it is. That's what we're doing. And what I'm going to be streaming is going to be Zero to Hero Run. I literally just gave Alex 97 million Alpha UAC in Star Citizen to wipe myself down to 600. I'm going to wipe the account on the website here in just a little bit, and we're going to do a Zero to Hero Run. We're going to start off because normally, games like Tarkov and Star Citizen have wipes in them. This is one of those games that I would have been expect, but it's what it is. You're slow. That's all good, man. Things happen. What's up, Anthony? Get out there and have some fun. That's what it's about, right? Dirt's tough, man. Dirt's tough. All right, heat race number 1, starting grid's going to look at such. Mark Retchin's going to be your pole sitter. Robert Church, your outside pole sitter. Brian Warner Jr., Alonso King, going to make it road number 2. Nick Klosterman and Michael Strickland, road number 3. Nathan Biggert, Anthony Crownover, road number 4. We should be able to see pretty much everybody get there. Dirt's tough, man. Dirt's tough, but it can be fun. That's what's great about it. And that's what I like about Dirt Series racing. Not because I'm any good at it, but because I see you guys get out there and you put forth the effort and you have some fun with it. That's what matters to me. And I appreciate all the lyrics. I appreciate everybody being out there. Big shout out to Mr. Penguin. I believe I can do that from Restream like I did last time. OTR_Penguin. Yeah. I think that worked. Hopefully it did. The drivers are ready to go. I'm ready to go. Mark Retchin is going to lead them off pit road here. Eldora, big, very big, but a good big track. It's just under a half mile. Runs a lot. It runs very fast, and for these sprints, it's going to feel like a super speedway. But there's going to be a lot of momentum. That's one of the things that you see here. 77 degrees on the air temperature, 49% humidity, clear sky, 3-mile-an-hour wind. The track temperature very cold, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. But that's pretty common for this track. Of course, out of Rossburg, Eldora is a wonderful. There it is. I think it worked. Yeah. Click that link because Botrick's on Twitch. Much love to the Penguin for being out there. Not only the race controller, but also, being cool. You can also check out our streams everywhere as well. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Apparently I can stream on X. Didn't know it. That's Twitter, whatever the case may be. Those are the things. All right, I'm ready to go. Light's going to be off on the pace truck. We are going to go green flag racing for 15 laps. Caution laps do not count. And of course, these drivers look to be awesome. Green flag! Yeah! Geomax, they're Outlaws. A full send moment. Nathan Biggert back into the back here. Anthony Crownover. Get a little extra speed side by side here in that 4 spot. Robert Church off 3 early. Mark Retchen leads Brian Warner Jr. on the bottom side. Klosterman's going to be in third. Klosterman rolls up the corner. Retchen, Brian Warner Jr. both had issues in the early going. Retchen 13-3. Brian Warner Jr. out of Lebanon, Missouri. With some good speed here. 1.6 second difference here as Klosterman tries to close back in. Hometown track for Nick Klosterman as the 26 rolls into the corner. 76, 57, 26, 80. It's going to be your top 4. Alonso King, one of the dirt specialists here, ready to roll into that corner. Gets high up on the race line. You're seeing just what these drivers are capable of doing. Alonso getting faster over the course of the run. 76 rolls the bottom side of the racetrack. 13:21, fastest lap of the race. Comes around to make it 10 laps to go. Here's a look at the high-line cameras as these drivers roll the beautiful bean footage. Down to the bottom, turn 3 and 4 for the 76. He comes out, crests the back, crests the front straightaway, gets around. That's the big that's what I like about this camera, because 1 and 2, you get the far away stretch, and this camera you get to have the inside and outside momentum. I do like it. Static cams for the drivers. Here is where the front straightaway is. There is the big pythons of the legendary Barney the Flagman, a.k.a. Fred the Flagman, however you want to look at it. But most of these drivers are going to run the bottom side of this racetrack. It's such a big racetrack, and these 360s have enough turn that they're going to be able to run the bottom of the racetrack for a very long time. And we do like it. Retchen out front. 13.55 his last lap. Alonso King and Nathan Biggert 4th and 5th here. Big battle going on between Robert Church and Nathan Biggert before we carry over. And we'll see the B-Main work the race line. 5 on the bottom side as Robert Church goes to work. Brian Warner Jr. in second. Nick Klosterman's going to be in third. As now finally Twitch says, hey, we're live. That's funny. 5 laps to go. Warner Jr., Nick Klosterman rolling the corner. Retchen has figured something out on this race line. He's doing a phenomenal job of doing it. Here's the cockpit view of the 76. 4 laps to go. All the way down, all the way down. He is hugging that wall. Anthony Crownover right in front of him. 4, make it 3 laps to go this time by. Crownover driving the 15, which I love. He's going to be my favorite driver. I don't care where he finishes because he's running my number. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Much love. It might be your number too. I don't know. Will be 2 laps to go. Anthony Crownover's fast lap 14.25, which is fine. Nathan Biggert 13.97. 4 drivers in front of him. How about the 13.66? Fastest lap last time by. Alonso King trying to get more grip out of it. 76 with 2 laps to go. Drops down to the bottom side, slides the bottom as the 15 goes to work. Thank you, sir, for running the 15. I appreciate you. White flag waves, final lap, heat race number 1, Eldora. Going flawless for Mark Retchen. A 4.4 second difference here. So he's going to win it. He's going to sweep it. He's going to do it with a whole bunch of dang oh dang. Look at that, Mark Retchen. Love it. He's from Jefferson City as well. Lebanon for Brian Warner Jr. in second. Mark Retchen, the Missouri boys. 1-2 in heat race number 1. Klosterman goes to is in third, so that's a standard for that. Whoop, hold on. Crokey is going to be your pole sitter for heat race number 2. Falcon Smith, your outside pole sitter. Wesley Straight, Connor Hayes will make up row number 3. I'm sorry. Wesley Straight, Connor Hayes will make up row number 2. Row 3 will be Colby Hartung, Carlton Hendry. Gary Mansberger out there with John Hammond in the field. The driver is ready. Your arms, sir, trying to keep these cars straight. I bet. These things are tough, man. These things are very tough. They are fun, though. They really are. I mean, I think about how much you're wheeling these things back and forth. John Hammond, I think John is John Ars helping out there? Go, Crokey. Scott, what's going on, Scott? Matt trying to be that number 1 guy. Falcon Smith just as fast here as the number 2. It's going to be right there. As the pole sitter inside, ready to rock and roll. Falcon Smith on the outside. We'll see what the drivers kind of do. What was that? That was race information. We don't want race information. Where's that starting grid show again? About a quarter-second difference on qualifying times. That's insane. All good things. Good things. I want shout-outs. Keep your chats going, folks. I want to hear what you do on Roots Drivers On. What do you think of Eldora? What do you think of these race cars? What do you think of these racetracks? What do you think these drivers should or should not be doing? You know, it's kind of the way it goes. Where's Bodnot? Bodnot got the win last week. We get to see him in today's race. He might have had to take this race off. Grokey, Smith, Hazel, and Straight's going to be your front row. Green flag. Great start to the race there as the 2 digs to the corner. Falcon Smith holding on. Mansberger already up 1. Carlton Hendry drops back to 7th. Strack starting to dig in. 2 to the bottom side. That bottom lane is going to be very important throughout the first portion of this racetrack until especially when it comes to the 30 lapper coming up. That's going to be huge. It's going to be a big factor. 13.67 for your race leader here as the 15 lap heat digs in. Geomax Dirt Outlaws 360 sprints this week. Next week we're going to go back to the Pro Late Model 5s, all fixed in the racing series. It is a fixed race as far as the setups go, folks. So if you're interested, make sure you check that out. Connor Hasel and road number up to 3rd here as he got around Wesley Strait. Wesley Strait down to the bottom side as the 21 of Colby Hartung closes back in. Wesley trying to utilize that high line here. These sprints carry a lot of power and they have a lot of grip on the bottom side. How much is this going to matter later? 13.67, still not the fastest lap of the race as far as it's fastest lap of heat race number 2, but not the fastest lap of the race. So I'll have to see what the 2 is going to be doing here. Falcon Smith in 2nd as now Connor Hasel goes to the bottom side. Hasel in the 27 rolls that middle lane. Up the race line he goes. 13.62 for Grokey. Grokey digging out of the bottom. Pushes out against fast lap of the entire race so far. 13.21. A 4-second difference now, but Connor Hasel digs out of the corner. Trying to get more out of it. 8 laps to go here as now Colby Hartung puts himself in that precarious situation. Falcon Smith rolling. Wesley Strait. Gary Mansberger back and forth here as the 89 rolls the outside. Mansberger on the bottom side. Little dicey here for the 89 as the drivers go to work. There's a lot. I got to change cameras. These cameras do not work for me. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it in the middle of all of this when we go back to our what you call it? 5-second lead, 5 laps to go. Connor Hasel, Colby Hartung leading the second pack around. I tell you, Retchin and Grokey have both been on a whole different level here. So these drivers put some time back in. The 13.77 for the 2 car this last time by. Connor Hasel 14.13. They continue to work. 4 laps to go to be 3 this time by. A 5-second half the field difference here for the driver as he tries to work. Carlton Hendry into 66 off 1 from the start of the race. Rolls that 10-second difference here. Grokey can just relax. 6 seconds the difference. Don't make a mistake. Grip now starting to show up in that middle lane. Are they going to be able to run that higher side? Chilling like a villain. White flag waves. Final lap heat race number 2. As the 2 start outside pole for the feature. Right outside of Mark Retchin wins heat race number 2. Connor Hasel second. And Colby Hartung 3rd. There was so much time in between all that. I was like, I don't want to call it too soon. Falcon Smith finishes 4th. Mansberger, Wesley Strait, Carlton Hendry 5th, 6th, and 7th. John Hammond out there giving us some love. Appreciate it. So we are going to have a 4-lap practice, aka the Consi. I think they're taking 6 to the feature, so that would be 6 to the feature. Here's your grid for these drivers. Robert Church, Carlton Hendry, Going to make up row number 1. Anthony Crown over John Hammond out there. Row number 2. There are things that happen there. Geomax, 20 laps to go. It'll be a 20 lap consi. These drivers going to run. They're going to do that. While they do that, I am actually going to make sure that these sprints have the right driver cams on them, because right now they don't. Excuse me. Cars. Sprint. Wing sprint. 360. Yeah, they should have had this one. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We're going to load the car. To bin. Track. Okay. There we go. All right. We should be good to go now. I would feel happy about that. We're going to have Chop logo. Sorry about that, folks. Turn 4, turn 2, mixed. Mixed should be a little closer. I wondered why my cameras didn't work. Maybe was there a set? See, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, that camera, this camera, the GoPro, you know. Hammond in on pits. Is he gonna get out there and run? I like it. I like it a lot. I do. I like it a lot. All right. 20 lap consi. Oh, I hope he runs. Hope John Hammond gets out there and smokes everybody. Goes from the back to the front, wins himself, I don't know, $7,000 by doing it. I don't know. There's not that much money on it, but you know. 20 lapper. And he gets a shot. 15.96 for Robert Church. Crown over 0.6 of a second difference. Carlton Henry back here as well. Mr. Hammond out there running. Why does it show him 3 laps down? He shouldn't be 3 laps down. Should be coming around and on the lead. I don't know. The scoring is being weird. 17. Make it the way it goes. There we go. I was going to say, John should be a lap now. Yeah. Perchy out front. 1/4 second, the difference between he and Anthony Crownover mid lane here. A little battle heating up for the lead as Anthony Crownover runs the old Geomax 15 right in front of him. Little Robert Church action, 14.36, fastest lap at the circuit right now for Carlton Henry. And Carl's running that mid to high lane here. See if he's going to be able to make some gains on these two in front of him. 15 laps to go in the B main with the 4 drivers out there. Robert Church in the middle of the race line here. Runs the bottom side. Mid lane for the 15. 5:15, 66, 75 out there. Right on board with, I think John's coming to pit road. Oh, caution comes out. Get in the wall. He did. I think he just slid up in the wall. From that mid lane here. Oh, this gets a little dicey. Just 2 straight lined into the corner. That thing just hooked up on the high side for him. All right. Time back over. We're going to do it again. Folks, I got this new recipe. It's called the 20-pound soup. I made a homemade chicken noodle soup. It's gluten-free chicken noodle soup, right? Because I can't have bread, so it's got a little bit of rice in there as well, but it has some gluten-free noodles. And the dang thing weighs 20 pounds in the pot. I made it. The 20-pound soup literally is. It's more like, I don't know. It's got the consistency. There's less broth in it right now than I'd like, but this stuff was absolutely amazing. Tell you what. I want to know how to make my 20-pound chicken noodle soup. I'll post it in Discord. Great time for that this year, you know what I mean? Considering it's been like negative 10 degrees for 4 days in a row. Wind chill of minus 24. We live in Missouri. That's too much. Too much. Too much. Too hot. Yeah. Too hot. Well, you know. Churchy, Crownover, Hendry. It's going to be your three drivers here. John's sitting on pit road. Chilling like a villain. Opportunity knocking. And lights will be off on the pace truck. We'll go back at it here. It's hard to get into pit road here at Eldora when it comes to trying to get yourself off of the race line to get to the infield. And it kind of sucks because the moment you slow down to get to the infield to go to your pit, there's somebody going to be there, and it's more of an issue than you would think. Green flag back out. 13 laps to go here for the Geomax B-Main. The Geomax Dirt Outlaws here for Chop Shop Racing Series. We're going to have everybody in the feature. Everybody's going to make it. They're going to have some fun. 5 out front. Crown over Big Sin down to the bottom side. Trevor's having a decent look at what they've got going on. Woo! That was bam! Dude, well, that camera will throw you for a loop. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. 15 behind the 5 and the 66 were in identical times this last time. These drivers putting on a show. Quarter second here now as the 5 and the 15 go at it. Churchy way out there trying to extend and reach for more dirt, reach for more turn into the corner. Not an issue here for these 360s, and now down to the bottom. 15 rolls the corner. 15 a little bit more sideways. 5's going to be able to slide himself out there and get a little bit more of an extension here. Carlson Henry did run the fastest lap of the circuit, though, 14.25 this last time by. He's running the high side right now as well. Able to pick off a couple of drivers. 30 lapper might actually show some of that tire wear, and right now, quarter second back to 4/10 of a second, back into a quarter second as Crownover running his different line here. You see the 5 a little bit stepped out. Now the 66 of Hendry back into the mix. Carl doing a great job here. Putting the hurting on. 5 laps to go this time by the top 3, all within, well, there. That's what you see. Ooh, baby, how about a highline slider coming up? That's 66 actually getting some grip there. And now Church having to deliver some good pace. 5:15, 66. I don't have a favorite here. I have all of them are my favorites. Every one of them. Every one of them. There's a spectator cam as they come around 3 and 4. There'll be 2 to go this time by. Here's start and finish line. Driver, all 3 of them are running different lines. Church is running right in the middle of the racetrack. Now he's running a little bit higher here, getting a little bit more grip on that high side. There's the white flag. It's going to wave white flag at final lap here. And Church finding grip up there now. Can Crownover sit it in one more time? Not going to be able to be possible. Robert Church leads every lap. It's going to take the B-Main. Carl finishes 3rd. Anthony Crownover in 2nd. They're going to have their warm-up. I'm going to have my warm-up, and that is I'm going to warm up with some 20-pound soup. Y'all keep doing it. Get the chats out there. I want to hear everybody. Much love. Grab it.
Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's time. It is that race in which you want to see it. It's the race in which you want to be at Eldora. Get ready for the feature. 30-lapper here. Mark Retchen's going to be your pole sitter here for the Geomax Dirt Series Week 2 feature at Eldora. Roki's going to be on the outside on the start of this one. Brian Warner Jr., Connor Hazel is going to make it for number 2. Nick Klosterman, Kobe Hartung, and row number 3. Alonso King, Falcon Smith, row number 4. Nathan Biggert, Gary Mansberger, row number 5. Michael Strickland, Wesley Straight are going to make up row number 6. The final rows coming up as such as the drivers work at it. Wesley Straight, Robert Church making up row number 7. Row 8 is going to be Carlton Hendry and Anthony Crownover, John Hammond there toward the end. 16 drivers in this one. It's going to be an absolute blast as Eldora does what Eldora does and makes this one the most interesting race you can be a part of. And that is, of course, because of every single race line, every single driver out here putting in the effort, putting in the time, and a fantastic race to boot as these drivers look to put on some ever looming speed and give themselves the best opportunity ever for these drivers. Good to see you all out there. If you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like button, and do what you're supposed to do. You guys supposed to do what you're supposed to do, deal, okay? We'll make sure everybody knows. go. They're just absolutely wonderful. Thank you for so much. Anthony Conover, you did way better that last one. Yes, sir. Golden Ratchet getting some love. Green flag. Eldora. The fireworks are gone. Drivers are putting it in. And Croaky's out front. Retchen off immediately here. Something happened there toward that front portion of it. I'm not quite sure on the start of that one. We'll have to take a look. Highline running for Croaky here. We're going to go back. We're going to take a look real quick at the green flag start here. Here's the start of the race. Croaky was out front of Retchen. Oh, man. So Retchen, who had this race line and was the fastest car out here, swept the stage, did not get the start of the race, didn't get to start the race, didn't even get to have that green flag drop. He got rear-ended from the tail end there. Nick Klosterman having an issue. Let's take a look as the drivers go. Croaky has the lead right now. This is what happened. Klosterman to the 26 up on the high side here. Alonso King. Yeah, Alonso gets into the 76 there. That was Alonso. That was Alonso King. Tries to split the drivers there. Just gets up into the 26. And find himself not doing too good. Doing too good there. Mark Retchen coming to pit road. Did not have the start there that he needed. Again, going back to that start of the race there, I was curious to see what had happened, because normally Mark is just fast and can time the restarts. Maybe that one was just kind of a I don't know. Here's the green flag. Here's the initial green flag here. The two had already passed the 76 there. And there's the green flag, and then Brian Warner Jr. had creamed him there. I don't know. Jeez. Oh, Corey's sick. That's awful. All right, let's see if this can change. 2:27:21, 57:01. Green flag. Connor Hazel up on the wall here. 27's going to have the 21 in the toe. Drivers running the race line up high. Mark Retchen down to the bottom side, still working the bottom side of the racetrack here. 3 wide corner exit. Keep your eye on them. 3 wide into the corner. 3 and 4 wide here at this track. Very possible. 76 up the race line. 80 to the bottom. 76 trying to roll here. Your pole sitter, Mark Retchen. And those issues early on. Geomax 24 laps to go here as they work. Croaky out front. They had the lead on the restart there on the start of the race, whereas the 76 did not technically have the lead on the bottom side. 23 to go here. Colby Hartung, 14:05, runs the fastest lap of the race and is running the wall here. See a lot of drivers utilizing that wall. You don't want to be wall scraping. It's not something that you want to be utilizing that wall for. Right now, closing down the distance to Croaky here. Connor Hazel in that third spot, working that high line once again. The 2 on the bottom side of the racetrack. Has not moved up the racetrack. Nathan Biggert in 4th. Michael Strickland rolling back in 19. Wesley Strait going at it here. There's Wesley Strait on the bottom side. 18 up on the high side. 26 of Klosterman back to the inside. Mark Retchen trying to work his way back forward. Croaky runs a 13.98. And, yeah. Mark Retchen had I think if he has the start, he has a better competition going on, but he got ran over at the start of the race. And that's unfortunate for him. Croaky, Hartung, Connor Hazel, Nathan Biggert, Brian Warner Jr., the driver that gave the damage to the 76. He's got to front Nerf bar that is absolutely trashed right now. 86 of Mansberger to the outside. And Warner Jr. trying to defend. Gets up in front of the 86. Caution comes out. Wesley Strait, Michael Strickland involved. Here's what happened. Wesley Strait in the 89 right here. Boy. Alonso King slides in front of Stryker there and makes Stryker have a bad entrance. And then nowhere for 89 to go. Back at that at speed here from Strickland's point of view. There's the caution. When he got turned, there's the contact from Alonso King. Alonso King trying to pull off the slider. Stryker there to the outside. Was still there. I mean, he was cleared, but he wasn't clear enough. Cars do not carry, they carry momentum, but they carry a whole different ball of wax. So we'll see how this works. Mark Retchen with an opportunity here to work his way back to the front. No, I know he is trying to get to the back of Alonso King and put himself there as well. Brokey is like a king in these cars. Though the issue that I have is jumping the start, and he got. I mean, if he timed the green flag there, then that's cool. But when you're inside row, it's railroaded. Then that's kind of the way it is. So, not a fan of the start of the race, but it's been good since. Colby Hartung, Nathan Biggert. A lot of drivers out here putting on some effort. Mansberger in front of the 80. That's one of the drivers you're going to gets up in it. I tell you what, Alonso King not making any friends right now. He's hit everything but the wall. But he's still rolling forward. And just timing on these cars. This is the first 360 sprint that they've had. And he's just trying to drive a whole different level here. 80 to the bottom side. Going to try to run the outside now as the 01 of Nathan Biggert is that third place car. Connor Hazel trying to close back in. He's going to have Nathan Biggert up into the wall. Connor, 27 out of the bottom side. 80 up on the high side. Makes the pass of the 27. Alonso King to fourth. Mark Retchen was the guy favorite to win this one. Again, got railroaded on lap one before the start of the race. Unable to make it work, so Croakey's led every lap since then. He's working the high side here. He's got a lot of drivers faster than him behind him. So Colby Hartung, one of those drivers, as Croakey tries to slide the corner. Colby Hartung able to hold the high side much easier. Nathan Biggert, Connor Hazel going to go at it here with Alonso King, who tries to pull an aggressive slider off here. And it's just taking the nose off of all of these drivers. What in the world, man? Brokey, Hartung, King. Eight laps to go. Two out front, 21 in second, King in third. Connor Hazel in fourth, Nathan Biggert in fifth. Joseph, you're not lying, man. Brokey runs the fastest lap of the race, 13.96 last time by. Caution comes back out. He's done it to a lot of drivers here, and he's lucky he's not turned himself. He's pretty much wrecked. He's almost wrecked everybody. You know, I get competitive racing and being hard and going at it. You know what I mean? But there's a difference between that and getting yourself in a bad situation, which is what that is going to be. Malcolm Smith, striker, involved in that. I think it's I'm pretty sure. We'll take a look here. This is Strickland here. Down to the bottom side. I'm a fan of Alonso. I really am. That he's made some sketch moves today. Round over. Striker gets out of the gas and tires, and then just gets flipped over there, and that was insane. Colton Hendry had the wing taken off of him, so he's going to come to take that fast repair. Yeah, Paul, and that's what I'm saying. I'm a fan of Alonso. I really am. I'm a huge fan of what Alonso can do with these race cars. I really am. Issue is that people are going to get tired of it, and they're just going to start calling him out, or they're going to race him like like he's racing them, which is probably too aggressive for these fragile. These cars are fragile. They really are. You just watched it right there, barely a little tire rub, and you got two drivers going around. And that's the issue. We'll see. Roki, 6 laps to go. Two to the bottom. Runs the higher side. Gets out of it. Retchen gets around. Gary Mansberger. Retchen sideways off the corner. Down to the bottom he goes. 5 laps to go. Stryker having an issue. Retchen having an issue. Caution comes out. Mark Retchen trying to do what he can here. Klosterman's there on the outside. Oh, just nose taps the wall there. And Brian Warner Jr. collecting that as well. And round over coming around. Stryker's off the lead lap. He's just out there trying to collect another spot if he can. See Retchen, the last driver on the lead lap. He's just got to do what he can. Brian Warner Jr. and to get his fast repair will alleviate that pressure. I put on a great show last season. He's a regular season champion from last season. But, had some dirt moves that he tried to make last season. And I know you're not here to make friends, you're here to race, and you're here to do what you got to do. But you got 18 more races with the same drivers, and on race 2 of the season, you pull those kinds of tricks. People are going to they're going to remember that. Memories are there, and especially if, say, you're trying to battle for a championship later on in the season, and you're trying to make your way through the field, or you're trying to have something go on here. People will remember that. It just might not make it easy for you. That's the story. And the same thing happened at the beginning of the last season, too, and things kind of dialed down and people got used to each other once again. But most of these drivers have raced around. They've all pretty much raced around each other for almost a season. 2180, 2701. Off the corner they go. This has to lead 3 more laps. Rookie up the wall. Alonso King will drop to the corner. Colby Hartung's had this one. About Nathan Bigger to the bottom side. Klosterman up high. 2 laps to go as the battle for 5th looks as such. Klosterman trying to get himself inside the top 3. Going to track down one more driver. Roki out front takes the white flag. This 30-lapper in the books. Colby Hartung will fall to 2nd as Croaky wins this one. Alonso King will be in 3rd. Connor Hazel will be in 4th. And Klosterman fifth as they come around here. Not take away from what Matt did. He had the race. He got the start of the race. That's what he had there. I think he'd had a better start to that race if Retchen didn't get rear-ended there. I'm not quite sure how to put it there, but that's pretty much what I saw. It's unfortunate. That's for darn sure. Geomax Dirt Outlaws, week 2 at Eldora in the books. Brokey, Hartung, Alonso King, your top 3. Hazel Klosterman's going to be your top 5. Biggert, Mansberger, Church, Crownover, Hendry, your top 10. Weston Strait finishes in 11th. Falcon Smith, 12th. Brian Warner Jr. will finish in 13th. Retchen, 14th. Stryker off the lead lap in 15th. And John Hammond in that 16th spot. That is how it goes. As does prevail. That is what it looks like for Eldora. Man, oh man. I don't know what to think. I really don't. That one was a whole different race there. It was a whole different race. What is going on with all of the... It doesn't matter. There it is. All right, folks. I'm a little slow on the ball here. Matthew Croakey finishes in that old number 1 spot. I know that your teammate was calling it 1-2 for the both of you, but you're the one that took that restart or took the start of the race and led every lap since. There on the high side on that start, pretty much just needed to keep the pedal down and keep rolling.
Yeah, that start probably looked really bad, but I don't know if he just wasn't expecting the green to come out that early or what he was trying to do, but yeah, he waited on that start and then the green flag flew, so I just went for it. And, if they deemed I jumped it, I mean, I guess jumped it, but I saw the green flag and I went, so go from there, I guess.
When the green flag went, he got rear-ended.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that part of it, but, I just saw I got a huge jump on it, so I knew I was pretty safe to where I knew nobody was going to be next to me on the first corner, and from there it was just basically survival on the wall and don't wreck.
Yeah, this is a big track for these little cars, and that's pretty much what we saw today. It was a great race. I mean it's a good race. I wouldn't say it was a great race. We saw a lot of things through the field that worked out, but clean air out front and just try to control your own pace. A couple of times when I bet a couple of times when the caution came out, those were some heartbreaking moments there for a moment. But able to time the restarts and get it out there. Eldora is it's a lot different from last week to this week, where you have the 70 laps and compared to the 30 laps in these sprint cars. But where do you have to kind of make that adjustment when it comes to the bigger races or to the longer races to these shorter races?
I feel like especially like last week, tire saving was huge. I know I was good for the first maybe 50 laps of that race, and then the last 20 I was falling like a rock. I feel like I blew my right rear off way too fast. These 30 lap races, for like late models, I don't know how many laps we're doing for those for the regular races, not crown jewels, but I know the shorter races you can go harder, easier, faster, and then you won't have that much of a tire wear. I know for sprint car wise, the tire wear is roughly 50s to 60% after 30 laps. So tire wear is not too much to worry about, but when you get in those longer 70 lap races in late model, you have to worry about it.
Matt, phenomenal race. Congratulations on the victory. You didn't do anything wrong. I mean, the start of the race was and I know I kind of just put this out there. The start of the race was a good start of the race for you. Just the inside line kind of just ran each other over. So I think that's what I need to put that in perspective. Matt didn't do anything wrong on the start of the race. I went back and looked at it. I was like, oh, did he jump? Did he jump the outside? Because I like to make sure I call those things out. And if that were the case, the green flag was out when you went. Because I literally paused it at the time that you went. the old riffle in the old ruffle in the flag was going. So you were just fine on that one. But wouldn't worry about it. Wouldn't worry about that too much. You got a victory here, and that's what matters. Week 2. What are we at next week?
I believe Cedar Lake and late model.
Oh yeah, we be.
Well, we're gonna knock the deck out of her on the wall, so see what happens.
Cedar Lake is pretty much the it's it, it's the opposite track of what this is.
Yeah, it's tight and there's not much room, especially in late models, so it'll be fun.
It'd be a ton of fun. My man, give you shout outs. Get a win.
Yeah, first off, I have to thank everyone here at Chop Shop and Geo for putting on this league. I want to thank you for the broadcast. Phantom Motorsports, Velocity Race Designs, M9 Performance, Power Outdoors, Weichel Sportswear, and RK Farms.
Love to hear it, man. Congratulations once again. I look forward to seeing what you guys do next week.
Yep, thank you.
That is Croaky, the man, the legend. Let's talk to Colby Hartung. Gets a P2 finish here. You had a good, I think if this thing runs green, you win this one or pretty close to it. You got a P2 finish here today. What'd you think of it?
Exactly what you just said. I was just talking to Alonso about it. I mean, I wish it went green because as you saw, I didn't the the high line's my line in the dirt series. I mean, like it's where I'm comfortable with every single track, and uh, I I got in the groove and got it to stick and got around everyone, and before that caution with 5 to go, I was absolutely wired to that wall, um, putting in good lap after good lap, catching what's his name, Matthew.
Mhm.
Um, but just ran out of time. But for for qualifying P10, I there's no complaining about a P2. Very solid finish. I mean, I've been pretty rusty lately. This has been my best finish in like 4-ish weeks, so I'll definitely take it.
I would take it too. I mean, I'm terrible at dirt. And I try to read the track as well as I can. I knew that at the very beginning of this of the series or of the when you guys were in your heats, bottom line was the best line, and then I knew that moving up the racetrack was going to happen, and we saw it in the Consi how kind of just moved up. Once you guys got out there into that warm up, it really went to the high side, and it kind of showed up, that way. It was nothing wrong with that. It was a good race, good result, good points going into to the second week here. So I think that's the big thing. It was such a long dirt schedule when you're alternating cars. Where do you have to kind of put your mindset when it comes to going from the sprints to the late models from back and forth?
No. I just based off of last season, I'm way better in the sprints than the late models. So you know, and our next 2 races are late model races. So I guess I really got to lock in on the 1 hour practice sessions and make sure I could find my marks and, keep consistent and hit them every time and see where that takes me.
You're going to Cedar Lake next week, and I was talking to Matt about it. Cedar Lake it's a tough racetrack because it's very small.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all will be in each other's doors more than anything. Those are the cars you can lean on too. I think that's the difference between these sprints, because in these sprints you touch tires and you're gone.
You're flying 50 feet in the air.
And we saw a lot of that today, and a lot of people they had a lot of less give and take at Eldora today, and that's something we'll be talking to Alonso about. You find a line that's good, but you got to watch the sliders because we're not quite to the super late models yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I pulled a nasty slider on one of those restarts to get into second.
It is what has to happen sometimes. Colby, congratulations on a P2 finish, man. Give you a shout out to your time.
Yes, sir. Shout out to you for putting on this great broadcast week in and week out with the Trucks and Dirt series. Appreciate Stryker and John for making this league and putting on these sessions, and all these guys that come every week and make some great racing. Shout out for Wes for being a good teammate and talking strategy and stuff like that. But yeah, appreciate it.
It'll be good. All right, brother. We'll see you tomorrow for the truck race.
Yes, sir.
Kobe Hartung. Getting P2 finished. Let's talk to the man of the hour, Alonso King. Getting aggressive into sprint cars, having slider lines, having all kinds of things, making contact, and boy howdy, you were the talk of the town today. Tell me about this race. I'm hoping people have short memories. That's what I'm having, because boy howdy, it was, I don't know, the line was there, and then the line's not there, and then all of a sudden, like, it makes me nervous because these cars are so damn fragile that I'm like, I know it looks aggressive, and I'm trying to tell a story over here and be like, he's making dirty sliders and realistically, it's in real life. I know what these cars will do in real life, and you can touch and you can do some things right. On the simulator, it just feels dirtier because they're so fragile.
Well, the big thing is I did throw 2 dirty sliders, one against Nate and one against Mike, I think. I ain't gonna lie on that one. I threw it. I thought they'd check up coming up off the corner, but they had to run and got in my rear end. Apologize to them. That's about all I got, though. I mean, we did go 3 wide there on that first caution. I got bumped up into the guy on the outside. I don't know who he was.
Yeah,
but
that one wasn't you.
Yeah, I took the credit for that. Went to the back. Let's grow. Ran it back up to third. You just can't give at all because that track, you're wide open the whole time. So it's either you're going to take it or you're just going to fall back.
No, I get it.
And
I absolutely get
I
it.
just kept adjusting the wing the whole damn race because the lines just kept going away. It didn't matter what one lap it'd be good, the next lap it'd be bad, next lap it'd be good again. It's just is what it is. You just had to adjust for it. And I just went around them on the outside and just kept going.
Outside line prevailed. We watched it earlier, and I know that the iRacing's been working on the dynamic tracks of these things, and when you get into the late model, it's a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? Like if you came up and you slid that corner, and you guys could take the bump. I just see these sprints at Eldora just kind of one being a super speedway kind of source is what I described it earlier as.
Right.
And the amount of adjustment that you have to do on the fly while trying to figure out where this one's going to slick off, because in sprints it just seemed like today it didn't really flick off at all, where you could actually put some grip on the bottom.
Well, this build they did with iRacing has messed dirt up a little bit. Where the grip was before, it's not now. I think the last build iRacing did for dirt was probably one of the best because it was more consistent, and you can see where the dirt was getting pushed across the track, and you could run that a little bit. Here, no, it's still a sheet of ice underneath. Right. If the dirt gets pushed, you try to get it in that dirt, you're trying to get them tires cooled off a little bit, and it's just you'll spin. And it just felt like that the whole night. Like the tires, you could not get grip onto the tires unless you were running the wall. Then that was real flaky because as soon as you touch the wall, it just kills the throttle in the car. So
right.
you had to run on the edge the whole time.
Well, and the reason why I'm talking this with you, of course, is because I know the track geometry when it comes to what iRacing does. It's a simulator, it's a game. I know I keep up on what happens there. Now, what they did with the progressive tracks, with the actually across the circuit, is when they took the best update, and I agree with you. They took the best update for dirt that it had before the progressive track for oval was implemented and for road was implemented. This last big update they had, and you could see it in last season. Last season, you could see where you guys were pushing the dirt and you were pushing the line, and it seemed like it was actually on par with what was going to happen. I really think, and this is the second race in to what you guys are running, and I can agree. I think that given different circumstances, different race lines, you still have grip trying to pull that slider. You know what I mean? You guys looked.
Oh yeah.
This race looked weird. I'm not saying that it was anything else. I think the race looked weird as far as the drivability because it didn't feel like a traditional sprint race.
Well, the thing was, even at the start, you couldn't get grip.
Yeah.
No matter where you ran, it was just seemed like it just was so packed. It was just running on ice until until the freaking rubber got laid down. But even then, it was still rough because the big thing is you got guys down there. Like I was trying to shoot down a couple times, but the guys snapping loose coming up off the corner, they'd have just took your rear end out.
Right.
So it was weird. Couldn't get the power down.
Yeah.
I was trying everything I could, and me and Brian Warner were talking in Discord, and he's like, "I'm spinning everywhere." I'm like, "Dude, you got to move that wing." I was like, "Every chance you get, move that wing."
Man.
So
see, that's what I'm saying. I knew it wasn't. I'm trying to talk logistics here, folks. I really am trying to get to the bottom of it, because I said it in the race. I was like, I'm a fan of you. You and I, like I've told you, like I'm gonna give you a hard time, but like I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of your driving style. I'm a fan of how aggressive you can be. Try to go from the back to the front. Try to find your lines. Try to figure out the racetrack as you go. And I think that's why I'm the biggest fan of you. I'm a fan of Brian. Brian's a local here, and I'd like to see him try to figure his stuff out too. But when it comes to the actual component of the dirt, I can talk to you about that and figure out what you were doing to work that. And there for a couple of moments, I was like, like just something didn't seem right. So I don't know. I give everybody a hard time. It's just
iRacing is going to get it better. They've messed with dirt a lot. They made it a lot better than what it used to be. It used to be you could just hold them wide open all the time and nothing would ever go wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. No.
Here,
I agree.
Now you've got to adjust your throttle. You've got to adjust the wing on the fly. Turns 1 and 2, I had it at -6. Turns 3 and 4, I had it at -4. I just wanted more grip on the front at that point, and let's just see how it runs. And you can get more of it sideways in 3 and 4 because it does have that cushion that dries up. Then it'll purposely drive you down the track. So I wanted it looser going in there where I could just run that high line and just hold it.
Yeah.
So luckily I got that little button box here with me. I'm just pressing the button and getting it to move. Yeah, and just driving one-handed and stuff like that. But but these cars, man, they're so finicky, and
they're
getting
fragile.
around people sometimes it'll pull you up into them.
I know that
there's times where I thought I've getting drive down on, and I've driven up on people on an accident, and it's just like it is what it is.
Well, we watched it earlier. I was like, and I think that's the only thing that makes me nervous with the sprints. Everything else, like you guys can lean on each other in the late models.
Late models.
And that I would like if you'd pulled a slider off today, like I said, today, any of those sliders that you pulled off today, if you'd have pulled that off in a late model, I would have said, well, there's Alonso who can make it a pass. I mean, even if they had to check up, that's how you get people. That's how you make the passes in real life too. You have to make them check up on you. Because
the biggest thing is when you do them sliders, like that, you expect the guy behind you to shoot below you and try to do the crossover.
Oh yeah,
but
they had plenty of room. They just didn't have speed. Yeah.
Well, no, they had so much momentum coming off the top. Because that slider, you're losing speed coming up the track on a slider.
Yep.
So they had so much momentum coming up off the top. It doesn't matter how close you were. If they weren't expecting a slider and they didn't shoot down, they were just going to run into the back of you, and that's what happened tonight.
Yeah. We saw it from our point of view, and I wanted to make sure that I said that. I respect the ever-loving out of you, you know that, but I was like, hope everybody has.
You get on me, but sometimes it's much deserved, and I'll take the licks. And,
sometimes
we'll move on to next week.
Yep.
We'll move on to next week, and if they want to retaliate, let's have some fun.
Don't retaliate. Don't do that. We can't have that. No retaliation.
I'm a big boy. It'll happen.
Make it tough, but no retaliation. We can't.
I just don't give room.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is.
But it was good.
Me, that's retaliation. Just run them harder.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think. That's what I mean. Is people are gonna, if people run you harder or make it less. Say you are going from the back to the front, or you're doing whatever you're doing to if they make it tougher for you to make a pass, and that's what I'm getting at. Don't intentionally wreck each other, folks. That is not what this is about. Don't ever do that to each other, because that is stupid. That'll get you banned for that. I will report you for that.
Yeah. Well, it seems like, to be honest with you, with my qualifying lately, I have been running from the back to the front. So we'll see how it goes next week.
You got Cedar Lake next week, so I expect rough and big things.
Yeah, and that's a hard track to pass on too. So
that one will. I bet it'll run high toward the end. That's kind of what we're used to. So.
Oh, you with the pros, yeah, you're going to tear the bottom up within 14 laps. So
it'll be gone before warm up.
Yep.
All right, Alonzo. Much love, man. Always a pleasure. It's your time. Give you shout outs. P3 finish. Nothing wrong with it.
I just want to give a shout out to White Knuckle Setup Shop. If you guys want to run dirt, they're the guys to go to. Dark Tempest Motorsports and Chop Shop for putting this on. You guys for broadcasting this, even though you give me a rough time. I absolutely love watching the broadcast. So.
I get it wrong sometimes. I do. I'll admit it. I get it wrong sometimes. But when I'm wrong, I'm like, all right. That's why I sit and I ask the questions and I have the conversations. That's what it's about.
And that's why I can tell you're not my wife. You admit
it. Hey, you know what? Don't tell mine. Okay.
Oh, I'm not going. You're good. Your secret's safe with me.
She's probably listening right now. All right. Lonzo, much love, man. We'll see you next week.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
That's the ADP3 tonight. And that's what it's about. It's about having the conversations. We'll let him have at it. It is literally about having conversations. Top biggest move of the race. Tied between three drivers. That is as the session starts to close out there. Matthew's your race leader and the session's ending. So that's why you got a black screen, folks. Excuse me. Robert Church is tied for the biggest move of the race with Anthony Crownover and Carlton Henry. All of them tied for with a positive 5 on the biggest move of the race of the segment. Matthew is your feature winner. And folks, much love to you. I appreciate everybody out there. Again, it is literally about having the conversations. He said it. He threw a couple dirty sliders up there. One on Nate, one on Mike, and the one incident that we saw with the tires and all that stuff. He said he felt like somebody pushed him up there or something like that. So, I mean, not going to cry over spilt milk. You know what I mean? But I am going to get out there and I am going to report it. Good job. Thank you, David. Thank you. Good job, guys. Good job, Church. Go Hammond. And man, it is the way of the race. I was rooting for this guy because boy, howdy, did he have a great heat. Of course, I'm going to root for this guy because he lives close to me too. Well, not that guy. That's not what Brian looks like, but you know. We'll root for that guy. And you know what? I'm rooting for the 15, Anthony Crownover, because Anthony is grabbing my number, and I've known him the longest on this simulator, next to like very few handful of drivers. So, but Roki gets the win, Hartung second, Alonso King third, and they'll be back for Cedar Lake next week. This week is packed full of racing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night racing. Fridays are off until February 9th. And we got one race on Saturday, normally a doubleheader on Saturday. We got one race on Saturday, back on Sunday as well. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Rayburn. Thank you. Appreciate you. It is a good time. Be good. Be safe. Please be kind to one another because that's what it's all about. And reminder that I don't always get it right, but what I do try to do is tell a story, and tonight was full of a story. It was a weird race. It really was. When I mean by a weird race, it just wasn't like Croaky could have won by 10 seconds, and I still would have said it was a weird race. Not because of the not just because of the start of the race, but just because of the way the race progressed. You know what I mean? Some figuring out for me to do. I'm gonna have to go out and run some laps and get some of these tracks figured back out on my end. That's what I do. Is I go out and test them, folks. That's what I do. I test the laps, test a run, and it helps me figure things out. As well, do a little bit of research on what iRacing's doing, folks. Chop Chop will be back tomorrow with the Truck Series. Much love. We'll see you in the next one.